Hello everybody, and today we have another Advanced Was by Web gameplay commentary. This is a live league match. It's on high funds, and I really enjoy high funds because it means you get to build units that you don't normally get to build on standard. So you see a lot more bombers, battleships, and more fun units. And today it is Dragonscale, which is me, playing as Ada versus Trunhit. Don't know if that's how you say it, as Lash. And Trunhit is a good player. Now, what is this map called? How do we find out? I'll have to get the name for you later, but I have played on this map before. It is really fun. You do see a lot of naval battles in the middle. You see the use of the airport, bombers being brought into the middle. It can be a very tricky one because you've got to manage different battles, potentially 4 different battles. I mean, you've got one here, one up there, and one here. Plus, you have to manage your naval units, your land, so yeah, it can be very tricky. And when you're on live league, you don't have as much time to plan. Now, I'm going to start the first few rounds while I'm talking, just to keep these videos a little bit shorter. I must admit, normally when I do these commentaries, I don't watch the replay back. I just go into it blind and commentate on it as it goes along. On this one, I did skip to the very end last turn just to see the outcome and just to see how long this video was going to be. But I did not go through any of the other days or anything like that. So all of this will be fresh. But I do happen to know who won this game and the outcome, and I can say that it was an entertaining match. It was a lot longer than the previous commentary I did on Caustic Finale. So yeah, this is a pretty entertaining match, so stick around to the end. So first few rounds, let's see. I like to compare both players' capture order. So I'm going for this property, obviously. I'm guessing what Trunhit's going to do. I doubt he'll do this capture, but let's see if he does. Yeah, he moves it there. It's really important to get these ones first. So if we compare the top and the bottom, let's just skip that. So he's got one unit going there to capture this. He's capturing this and this. Yeah, so it looks the same. Yeah, exactly identical. So nothing out of the ordinary here. Both doing the same capture order. And again, identical both sides. So I crossed the river to get that, I crossed the mountain to get that. So the only difference now, it looks like Trunhit is going for this cap, whereas I'm going for this city, and it looks like I'm either going to go for that one or the airport, whereas he's decided to go for either the port or the city. Yeah, so he goes for the port. So he's obviously thinking, he wants to get some naval units out. I mean, if he got an early battleship, that would be pretty devastating. Like I said, I haven't watched back each turn, so I don't know what happens. Okay, so I'm going for the airport, he's going for the naval base. I would say the airport is probably better because you can start spamming battlecopters, and that's going to force your enemy to build anti-air. And then if they do build an anti-air, you can just shift your battlecopter down here, and they've basically just wasted 8,000 on an anti-air, which they don't need. And then it forces them to build another anti-air down here when you start pestering their tanks and infantry. So Trunhit's gone for an early Neo tank. And he's going for these properties. He's definitely getting more income from doing that. Whereas I'm going for the early airport, so I have kind of lost. And because I didn't build an infantry here, I built a tank and a medium tank. It means I haven't got these captures early. But I have a reason for doing this. And that is I'm putting a lot of pressure on right from the beginning. And I mean, this is my strong side because I've got the airport, I've got the 2 bases, I've got the naval base. So it's not a bad idea to pressure early from your strong side onto their weak side. So excuse me. So I build 2 medium tanks and a tank. I think the advantage here for me and for blue down here is you build some powerful units here, like 2 medium tanks. You can build a medium Neo tank at the top, but that means his bottom part here is left completely weak. So it's kind of like a fork in the road. And as the player here, you get to choose which road you're going to go, and they can't really predict that. So it's a huge advantage. I hope that makes sense, what I'm trying to say. So I get the airport. Send my tank over here to threaten the airport, his airport. My 2 medium tanks go up here. I send my tank back because there's nothing really to target over here apart from this infantry. So it is looking like I'm ahead. If you can see down here, I'm getting more properties, whereas up here, he's a little bit behind. But if you look at the... So after I've done these captures, we're both on... Well, I'm on 32,000. Trunhit's on 30,000. So I still even haven't got the naval base yet, but if you notice, Trunhit got it early, but he didn't actually build anything on it, so... Was it really worth getting it that early? I mean, it can be. So I move my medium tanks into a defensive position. He can strike this one, but I've got it backed up with a Neo tank and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, the Neo tank is defending this medium tank. He can't reach my other medium tank. Let's just skip through these. So he places it on there. I can strike with this medium tank, but obviously it's got the 3-star defense from the city. Okay, so he builds a Neo tank over here, so he is definitely going to be sending a huge amount of value up to this top side. Trying to defend his HQ, because on this base, if you do capture the HQ, which is this building here, you do lose. So the HQs are quite vulnerable here. And this might look like a bad move because I've actually, if you look at the trade, he's come out on a lot better. But one thing it is doing is giving me that charge. But looking back, I can't really remember why I did it. I must have been feeling a bit feisty when I was playing this match. Okay, so I build the copter. I think, looking back, what I was trying to do, I was baiting him to try and like keep attacking here. Even though I lost this engagement, really, because he got the better deal, if he keeps attacking in here, I can just reinforce with my copters and my tanks and just eventually win. So I'm trying to bait him into an engagement. So I'm not really sure why I left my tank just sat there ready for it to be attacked. Yeah, I can't really remember why I did that. I must have had a reason. Maybe it'll make sense a bit later on when we see what happens. But yeah, that is looking like a little bit of a mistake. Okay, so he does take the bait and he goes in for the engagement, which means I can take out his tank, I can take out his Neo tank. So even though I lost a medium tank and he damaged half a tank, which is 16,000 plus half of 7,000, which is 3,500, so that's 19,500 value that he got. I'm going to be taking out a whole Neo tank and a tank. So I'm going to be getting 30,000 value, so a lot more. So take out the tank, I use my power, and next turn, if you notice, I will have another power. Take out his Neo tank. Again, I've left my copter ready for his anti-air. It might seem a bit of a weird thing to do, but like I said, I'm keeping him engaged up there. It will mean I can take out his anti-air, which means he'll have to build another one. So let's just quickly look down here. So I go in for the attack, take out that tank. Does mean he's going to be able to take out my tanks with his copter and tanks. I'm not really sure what I was trying to do there. Must have had a reason at the time. The only thing I can think of is it does distract his like tank and battlecopter down here. So up here, I can, you know, capture the port, capture this, start attacking his infantry. If he moves his tank here, he's going to have no reinforcements on this side of the river. So yeah, he keeps engaging up here. He's took the bait because it does look like a good engagement for him. And I mean, he has got a very good engagement because he's got the superpower. So it's going to be hard to do a lot of damage to this Neo tank now. So I mean, it does look like he's got the upper hand at the minute. So let's see how I respond to this strong push. So he's got 3 Neo tanks, and I've only got 1 single Neo tank and 2 medium. Now I do have another power coming up. I'll take out the anti-air, which gives me free reign for my air units to do what they want for a couple of turns, 2 turns I think. Don't attack the Neo tank, I go for the infantry. Move my units in a defensive position. Down here, move them in a defensive position. I mean, I have got an attack on there. You can attack, but I'll have the defense. So yeah, pretty defensive turn for me. Now this game is 28 days long, so I'm going to try and skip through some of these turns. So yeah, he just keeps on engaging up here. Moves back his Neo tank. Sends in another 2 Neo tanks, a huge amount of value up here. The only disadvantage he's got though is this whole river is split in his 2 forces, so potentially if I want to I can attack one force, block this bridge. What's he going to be able to do? He won't be able to get through. So that is the weakness with this side. So I go in, do some damage on that, weaken that. I am really definitely playing way more feisty up here on this game than I normally do. Take out the tank. Okay, so there was a reason behind it. I've damaged both his Neo tanks. I've got a healthy Neo tank. So with the advanced movement and with my superpower, I'm able to get these 2 captures. Take out that infantry. No, don't take out the infantry. I just block him from interrupting his cap. I interrupt and take out his units, which means next turn he's probably going to kill this. Get an attack on a Neo tank, but I'd imagine I'm going to build a Neo tank here just to interrupt that one. He's got 3 battlecopters down here. So I've got a bomber and a Neo tank. He's only got 1 anti-air on each side of the river, so if I take out one side anti-air, then I can just send the bomber down to that side, which is why air units are so good on this map. So yeah, he's continuing to engage. I mean, when you place juicy bait in front of someone, you know, they're going to take it, and it looks very good for them, but in the long run, this is favouring me up here. Because, look, I can just take out his Neo tank, 1 hit, with no damage back to the bomber. Can then take out his anti-air, then he'll have nothing down here. So I'd imagine that's what I'm going to do, yeah, take out the Neo tank. See, this is a good thing about bombers. They can be taken out easily by anti-air, but when you attack a Neo tank, unlike when you attack with your own Neo tank, they can't do any damage back, so you've got a full value unit still. So bombers can be incredibly powerful, but you know, they can be countered with anti-air, which are way cheaper 8,000 gold or pounds, whatever you want to call it, dollars if you're in the US. Again, more feisty moves, not deciding to heal the Neo tank, but I am blocking this bomber, so he's going to have to send in a full Neo tank to attack that 2 HP tank. So, you know, it's a bit of a sacrifice because I'm going to get my power and then I'm going to be able to take out his Neo tank. So you can see I'm actually getting the upper hand up here, even though it looked like earlier, a few days earlier, he was really, you know, dominating with 3 Neo tanks and his superpower. In the long run, if you keep building powerful units, you're gonna win on your strong side if you play well. Okay, so he's taking the bait again. I'm just getting more charge. He's right in reinforcement range. And he builds a battleship. Okay, it's the first naval unit built. Now, I have got my super, so if I want, I can go in with this anti-air and take out this copter. But he is, he's got a scary little force up here. I mean, he could start capturing my HQ if he wanted to. So I go with the normal power. So how much? So I kill a 2 HP infantry. That means then I can take out the anti-air. Okay, that was a bit of an error on my half. I should have. Okay. Yeah, really, I should have just gone in with the bomber here first, and then the Neo tank. Because now I've lost 3 HP. I'm not really sure why I did that. Again, it's live league, so you sometimes make mistakes like that. So now looking up here, I've got 4 Neo tanks. I mean, one of them is injured, so let's just say 3. And he's only got 1 there, and a battleship. So I am definitely winning up there. Take out his battlecopter. Interrupt that. I guess I'm just going to stay defensive over here. I build a battleship because I really don't want him moving this battleship and then locking my naval base, because that would be not good. Especially with these battlecopters flying around. I mean, he could just send them up here and like lock my base. Which looks like he's trying to do. He's trying to pressure this naval base. You can see air units have got so much power on this map. If they sit in the middle, they can go down, they can go right, they can go up. So your only real response to these air units is like more air units of your own. Okay, so still going for engagements. But you can see here, because of this river and this bridge, I can just send my units up here. This Neo tank's not going to be able to reach. So activate my power. I've had like a power nearly every turn now, I think. Take out the capturing infantry that's trying to capture my HQ. Let's speed this up a little bit because it's day 16. Take out his Neo tank. Well, I don't take it out. Okay, I take out the infantry, go for the cap, interrupt that. I use this battleship to interrupt that infantry. Build a fighter to deal with these pesky air units of his. Okay, let's speed forward. He's going, still pressuring down here. Sending his battleship down. He goes to weaken my battleship, which does drain me of some funds. Meanwhile, I'm just continuing to be annoying up here. Taking out his Neo tanks. Okay. Finally take that out. Bombers are so strong on this map. I would recommend building bombers on this map. Defensive positions over here. Try not to invest too much money down here because, like I said, because of this river, you could spend 28,000 on a mega tank. It's just going to be stuck here, and then you've wasted your money. So blue kind of defensive positions down there. Bombers going in, continuing to be annoying, draining funds from the Neo tank. Another bomber being built. I mean, as adder, bombers are so powerful with the 1+ movement, 2+ movement. But Trunhit's got his superpower next turn, so let's see if he pops that. And looking at the match, he's actually got way more, well, not way more, he's got 3 more cities than me. He's got less unit count and less value, but that will change after this turn. So let's see what happens after this turn. So no engagements, both sides, defensive positions. So he's got 28. So we're pretty evenly balanced apart from the cities. And if you look at the map, it's kind of like a mirror. He's got his forces here. I've got my forces there. So it does look like he's kind of winning, looks like. Do a huge amount of damage on that battleship. That's going to drain funds. Plus it's going to force his anti-air to come in and attack. Sending my bomber again, so if he builds any more naval units, I can just continue to attack. He's got nothing to retaliate to this Neo tank at the minute. Got a whole ball of units down here trying to defend the base. Do invest a bit of money down here, just ready for if he sends his Neo tank. I don't want to be losing all these cities. Okay, prime tactics. He uses superpower. So he goes in for the attack on the Neo tank with his battleship. Tries to take out my bomber, but he doesn't do so. He's going to get a huge defense boost on this. So now it's worth 6 stars of defense because of his superpower, doubles it. He's got terrain defense boost again. He's slowly pushing, it looks like. Okay, no, he's going in for the attack. So pretty good move. So let's see how I respond. So I don't have my power yet, but I do go in for the artillery attack on the tank. Get quite a bit of damage. Good trade on that Neo tank, but I mean, he's probably going to be able to wipe that out. I have left my fighter vulnerable to his fighter, but with the defense boost, might not be so bad. Oh, look at that. That was an error on his part. He didn't think about my CO power. So you see here, look, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was definitely an error. He's left his bomber vulnerable, which if he hadn't done that, this would be an absolute great attack. But yeah, he's made a huge error there. So he's just lost so much value to, like I said earlier, bombers can be taken out easily with anti-air. But if they're used right, they're so powerful. Just don't leave them vulnerable like that. Whoa, let's just go back a minute. Bomber attacking an anti-air. Look at this terrible trade. I don't know what I was thinking. Why did I do that? Don't think that was really worth it. I just lost nearly 22,000 trying to kill an anti-air. Yeah, this is live league, and if you look at the time limits, we're both on 2-minute increments. We're both down to 2 minutes. So yeah, some incredibly feisty moves being made. Lots of mistakes being made. I mean, essentially by me draining this bomber down to 1, it's kind of mirrored what's happened down here. So in a way, it's kind of balanced us out a little bit. He made a bad move with his bomber, I've made a bad move with mine. So yeah, let's just call it quits then, yeah? He weakens my Neo tank, which is very good. That's a good move on him because I've only got 1 fighter to retaliate. So how come he didn't go in for the attack? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it's 1 space away. Yeah, 1 space away from reaching, look. So it wasn't a bad move on my part. Both battleships just staying in the harbour. I get some free damage on that. Bomber goes in, take out that anti-air. Bomber goes in, takes out the Neo tank. Well, nearly takes it out. I seem to like leaving 1 HP units. But yeah, you can see up here he is definitely losing a lot. And this fighter is blocking this tile. I mean, he can attack it, but he's not going to be able to take it out in one turn. So I'd imagine I build anti-air just there. Okay, I don't build an anti-air. Might have been a mistake. So let's skip forward because this video is going to be longer than I thought. Let's just see how it plays out. Not sure about what's going on down here. I'm doing some pretty feisty moves. We're both on low time limits, so I'm just YOLOing up here. I mean, this is a good YOLO though, because he hasn't got much to retaliate with. He's going to be forced to build maybe another mega tank. It's if he doesn't, I'm going to be able to capture that base. So he's going to lose 28,000 funds up there. But yeah, not sure why I sacrifice my units like this. Doesn't build another mega tank, so I will be able to take that out. Skip through. Okay, so I go in, take out that. His anti-air can't get round because I've blocked. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it can't reach. So I've got 4 bombers, 5 bombers, but 4 healthy ones. And he's just forced to keep building anti-air. I mean, he could send his fighter up there. I think send a fighter up there, build another fighter, retreat here. I think that would have been the play. Because these anti-air are not really going to be that effective at the minute. I skip forward, so I just continue to... You know what, I'm not actually sure what I'm doing up here now. It's like I'm just sending tanks to sit next to a mega tank. It's not really... Yeah, this is live league things. Not sure why I just did that, but it is what it is. So looking at the stats, Trunhit still ahead on caps. Pretty even on unit value, but I've got more units. And I'm going in for some captures now. So I think looking back, the reason why I placed 2 tanks there is because I didn't want this mega tank to move too far forwards, because I wanted to go for this cap. So I've noticed in this game I'm doing a lot of distraction attacks where I'm sacrificing units, but it is distracting his units from like other battles and setting them further back on the map. So that is one thing you can do in this game, is like distraction attacks. You do lose more value than them, but you're actually setting their units further back on the map. And then it puts them at a disadvantage in the long run. So he's going for his super. Yeah, I thought that would probably wipe that Neo tank out, but I guess with my CO power it gives me the defense. So we're on day 26 and it looks like Trunhit is kind of ahead. Saying that though, we're both on 52,000. Doing a huge amount of damage to his battleship. Build a carrier, okay. So I'm locking down this middle area, so if he tries to send up fighters, I've got this whole area locked down. I mean, look at the range. Also threatening his HQ with a huge amount of force here. And like I said, he's got all this value on this side of the river. Because I pushed here, I forced him to build, spend loads of money on here, but then when I've just front shifted behind this river, what's he going to do? He has to go all the way around And I can just lock this bridge. Looking back, actually, I think artillery just sat here would be really powerful, because if he tries to front shift down here, you can lock this whole area. So on day 27, he's trying to move his units, front shift them down here. He builds a battleship to stop the HQ capture, which I'd say is a wise move. I go in for the Neo tank attack, take that out, attack the anti-air, take out the 1 infantry. Okay, again, some questionable moves. Very questionable moves. I think it's because with the day limit, because of the day limit on Live League is 30 days. I was worried that infantry was going to capture my property, and then he would win on property captures. And Trunhit resigns. Now, who would you say was actually winning at this point? Did he need to resign? We've both got... So I've got 54,000, he's got 50,000. I've got 2 more properties than him. It's day 28, so after this turn, we've got 2 more days. He would have to capture 1 city to tie with me. And I am going to be able to get this port, if you see where my mouse is. I am going to be able to get that. So I would be up 3 properties. He's got no infantry nearby that can capture these cities. So he realises it's actually impossible, literally impossible for him to win now at this point. Had the game been 60 days long, then maybe he could have turned it round. But if you're looking at the unit value, I've got nearly 100,000 more unit value than him, and I'm going to be having more properties next turn. So, despite this strong force up here and the fact I just sacrificed a bomber, I did win. But like I said, he could have took this bomber out. He could have... I mean, if I'd gone in for the attacks, he could have took out bomber, he could have took out other stuff. He could have then gone in with the fighters and took out these bombers. So, in the long run, he could have turned it round, but in Live League, you have to play for the capture limit in the last few days, and that's what I did. So yeah, I got the win. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more.